All right, can you guys still hear me?
Hi, everyone. We're just going to give it a few seconds here for others to join in, and then we'll get started.
Is that better?
No, not really, Shinadu.
Okay. So hello and welcome to everyone to today's webinar. This is the Share Attendee Orientation. Glad you're able to make it. Before we get started, just want to run through some housekeeping tips. This is being recorded and it will be posted on the Share website afterwards. All participants will be muted. So if you have a question, please submit it in the Q&A box at the bottom of the toolbar. I would like to introduce you to our first presenter, John Clanaris, who is the Director of Conference Operations. John, take it away.
All right, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us here today. I'm certainly very excited to be joining the Share community. I'm a relatively new addition to the Share board, and I couldn't be more excited to be talking with you about an upcoming on-site conference. You all know what's been going on over the last couple of years. We've kept the Share movement going forward with virtual conferences, but I think we're all excited to go back on site, and that's what we'll be doing for Share Dallas. All right, so what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk a little bit about Share in general. We certainly want to cover some of the event information for Share Dallas and also resources and tips to help you get the most out of Share and the upcoming event. All right, so a little bit about Share. So Share is an independent volunteer-run organization. It's non-profit, and there are three major pillars to what we do, and they are education, networking, and influence. And I think of these as multi-dimensional or multifaceted education. You get education at the conferences, but we also offer education through webinars and through newsletters such as Shared Intelligence. And when you undertake the education, we encourage you not only to look at your major focus areas, but also delve a little bit beyond and maybe look into things that you're not so familiar with. Networking is really important, and that's a major benefit of being on site again. So you network with people from other organizations, you network with the Share Association staff, you network with vendors, and influence. This is something that I'm particularly interested in. You can influence what other people do in other organizations through your presentations, through your discussions. You can influence what we do in the Share Association. You can influence what vendors do, and you can influence what happens in your own organizations when you go back. So, I think of ourselves as ambassadors, as, important constituents in the mainframe community. And to the extent that you possibly can, it's important to influence and promote the benefits of the mainframe. And another thing about Share, we see ourselves as important part of the mainframe ecosystem, working with members and partners to move this important platform forward. So Share today, this may not be indicative of the upcoming conference, but in general, we work with over 1,000 companies, which is very, very significant, over 13,000 individuals. Typically, we have 2 in-person events per year with over 800 attendees on many conferences and over 500 educational sessions per event. And pretty much every major discipline, technical discipline on the mainframe is something that we cover through Share, and some of those are listed to the right here. So the Share organization is organized into 6 major programs. And if you're familiar with Share, these have been pretty consistent over the years. And within each one of these programs, we have projects. and you can see these listed. And again, they pretty much cover every major discipline on the mainframe. Behind this, there is a large volunteer organization. We have program managers, program officers, project managers, project officers. And again, over the last couple of years, they've worked tirelessly to bring you offerings in a virtual format and now in this hybrid format that we're going to be talking about today. So I definitely thank them for their efforts during difficult times over the last couple of years. And I particularly thank the Share community for supporting us in the offerings that we've been able to put forward over the last couple of years. If anyone is interested in volunteering, we are volunteer run. We depend on our volunteers. And if there is any interest whatsoever, we're always happy to hear from you. So let's talk a little bit about the conference coming up. It is a 3-day conference. We kick off on Sunday evening with a welcome reception. We also have technology exchange on Monday evening and Tuesday evening. We are going to be hosting receptions at those times as well. We have lunch and learns, which were available to you when you registered if you're coming on site, and they are Monday and Wednesday. We have partner-sponsored presentations, and they are Tuesday and Wednesday. We have Broadcom, who are hosting lunch on Tuesday. And as you can see, the majority of the sessions are education sessions. Registration opens at 2 o'clock when you come on site, and it is open every day of the conference at various times on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So when you arrive on site, please head to registration. There you pick up your Share ID badge. You will also get a game card called Passport to Prizes that you can utilize for various prizes during the Share Technology Exchange on Monday and Tuesday evening. When you get your name badge, please check the lunch and learns. When you registered, you had the opportunity to select which ones you wanted to attend, and please make sure they are correct. Additionally, next to the registration desk is what we call the event support desk. And here, if you're a volunteer, you can pick up your volunteer ribbons. And if you're a speaker, you can pick up your speaker pin. And it's really important, and I encourage you to display those. If you're a volunteer, certainly the attendees, especially first-time attendees, are looking for people that can assist them with their questions. And that is definitely one of the roles of a volunteer. And if you're a speaker, please wear your speaker pin. It identifies you obviously as a speaker. People that can ask you questions about what you're presenting. You can talk to them about that. And in general, it's just another way where you can promote your session. If you haven't done so before coming on site, I definitely encourage you to check the technical agenda, to have a look at what the educational sessions are on offer, and also the networking opportunities. You know, when Monday morning comes around, things move very quickly, and the more prepared you are, the more benefit you are going to get out of Share. So definitely encourage you, certainly before Monday morning, to have a plan of what you want to achieve during Share. So let's talk a little bit more about the session types. We have technical sessions, and they will be designated as either user or vendor, depending on who the primary presenters are. And they can be of various format. They could be a lecture, they could be expert panels, they could be roundtable discussions. We also have one room which is going to be delivering hands-on labs. So if you attend that, please bring your own device. And as you can see in bold, they are easily identifiable. Lunch and learns, these are sponsored sessions, and as I mentioned before, they are taking place on Monday and Wednesday. We also have partner-sponsored presentations, and this is where vendors can talk more deeply about their specific products and services, and they are taking place on Tuesday and Wednesday. And there's also a few closed sessions, and these are primarily for volunteers to conduct their business. So digital badges, we have a couple of these on offer. We have the DevOps Wizard, and we also have the Security Warrior. And these are simply obtained by how many sessions you attend for each of these topics. And the topics, you can filter those on the technical agenda and see which by badge. So you can see which sessions qualify for earning a badge. So if you attend at least 8 eligible sessions from the agenda in each of these 2 topics, then you earn the appropriate badge. So it's simply based on attendance of sessions that qualify. And as with all your badges, we certainly encourage you to showcase them. They are an accomplishment, and you can include these in your email signature. You can include these in your social media profiles and also your digital resumes. The Shared Technology Exchange, again, as I mentioned before, it is open Monday and Tuesday evenings between 4:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. I think latest count, we have close to 30 vendors or companies that will be showcasing their offerings during the Shared Technology Exchange. They will have technical experts on hand. They will also have salespeople. And this is a great opportunity to network. So I definitely encourage you to make the most of the Shared Technology Exchange. Go and check out something that you may not be familiar with. And certainly the vendors are very keen to engage to find out what your challenges are, what your pain points are, and how they can help you. So it definitely is a two-way discussion. So I called this before a hybrid type of event. That's because we have the on-site presence, but we also have a virtual presence. So we have 3 rooms that will be live streaming each of their sessions. So 3 sessions per time slot will be live streamed. As with everything, when you look at the technical agenda, it is easy to filter and find which ones are being live streamed. They will be designated simply as live stream. And each of these live stream sessions will be recorded so you can watch them later on demand. And very easy to identify which ones are live streamed and to join. So when you go to the event site and you identify the session that you would like to attend, you simply just have to click the join button at the scheduled start time. And within the session page on the event site, you will see a Zoom window open up, and there you can you view the session. And importantly, the session chair for live stream sessions will be monitoring the chat. So if you have any questions, please post them there. And any comments would be welcome as well. But any questions, the session chair will make sure that the presenter will be aware of them and can address them before the session finishes. And this slide simply depicts what I think I covered before. So you can easily see which ones are being live streamed. There is a join button. You select that at the scheduled start time and the Zoom window will appear. And to the right, there is the chat. So please post your questions there. And of course, any other comments you'd like to add. So networking, this is again, one of the 3 major pillars, and receptions are an ideal place to network. We have 3 receptions, the Sunday welcome reception, and I certainly anticipate quite a bit of buzz as people get together for the first time in a couple of years. And during the Shared Technology Exchange on Monday evening and Tuesday evening, we will have receptions there. And each one will have a theme. We have March Madness for the Sunday welcome reception. And on Monday, we have Asian fusion appetizers. And Tuesday, we have barbecue, as you probably would expect when you're in Texas. So a lot of great themes and a lot of great opportunities to network here. Hackathon. So we're excited to be also bringing to you a hackathon on Monday and Tuesday. So you can participate here, both on-site and virtually. This does not require the share registration. There is a separate registration for this event. And here you can learn more about the mainframe in general, and especially its capabilities in a hybrid cloud scenario. So lots of modern tooling that you can use, lots of modern software. And the whole idea is this is going to showcase the full stack development possibilities. So my understanding is we're going to have, mobile phone apps connecting all the way to data on the mainframe. So things such as APIs. I think it might even include Kix transactions, Linux on Z containers. So all different technology that goes end to end back to the mainframe. And again, showcasing the capabilities in a hybrid cloud environment, which is increasingly common. So Tuesday lunch, as I mentioned before, offered by Broadcom, and this will be interactive. There'll be prizes, it'll be fun, there'll be trivia, and as with all things share, it will be educational. So the title is Follow the White Rabbit, a mainframe experience. And even if you've been in mainframe for 30, 40 years, as we know, it's a rapidly evolving platform. It's a very modern platform, and there is always something to learn. And I'm sure this session, you'll learn something by attending this lunch. So again, Tuesday lunch brought to you by, or brought to us by Broadcom. So shall I keep going here, Joanne?
Shinadu's with us.
Hey, John, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Shinadu.
Okay, perfect. All right. So I could definitely go with it. You want to continue to share your screen. Thank you all. My name is Chinadu Ibe. I'll be going over the shared resources. So prior to your arrival, the Dallas event website, event.share.org, is your main source for planning out your schedule. So there's travel logistics, questions. Once you're on site, in addition to the event website, you can visit the support desk. You can find the Share staff, volunteer to answer questions you may have. And on the go as well, there's some quick guides, quick assistance, and definitely email addresses that if you have questions you want to reach out to, we will be happy to help. Next slide. Did we freeze?
John, are you able to advance to the next slide?
Okay, perfect. All right, online resources. Before you travel, read through the attendee resources. This is available on the Dallas event page to learn more about Dallas. John mentioned some things, but it includes nearby attraction, information, and dining options. So please go to this resource site for all you need to know and some of the details about Dallas. Next slide. I think we may be having some technical difficulties with the.
Yeah, I'm on the next slide.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is additional information for where you can continue to further navigate. We recommend that you go to our event site as well, right, to log on. If you have not registered, please register, and then you can continue to follow up on the events, activities, and again, you can quickly reach out to us if you have any questions. Next slide. Okay, so as I mentioned about, when you first log on, your agenda profile will be the best bet to, you want to fill out, save your sessions that you want to attend. Remember, the agenda profile is separate from your share.org profile with its own login credentials. So this is the best page, especially to save your agenda for the week. As soon as you find what you're interested in, please log them in, and I'll certainly go forward as we move further into this presentation. I'll share some critical tips as far as how you add them to your personal calendars. Next slide. Okay. For the reception, as mentioned, we encourage you to save your sessions, right? And here's the way you can serve it to your personal calendars. To do this, you will navigate to the session page, the easiest being through your dashboard page. Once on the session page, click on the calendar icon next to the session time and select the calendar that you would like to add. So whether you're an iPhone user or Android user, or you Office 365, there's option for the type of calendar. Then you can also do this for any sessions on the technical agenda. So you may have questions, right? Once you're on site, you may feel a little confused and not know who to go to. So, we have event support desk folks that can certainly help you to answer your questions throughout the week, starting Sunday all the way to Wednesday. Obviously, you still have the other contacts for questions, such as email addresses, but please feel free to find folks with these with the tag staff, and they'll be available to help you. These are additional volunteers, another great resources for questions regarding the conference, share in general. If you're interested in getting more involved in share, you can always reach out to me, Chinadu eBay, John as well. But any of these individuals with these badges, they can certainly help provide additional information for share volunteerism. Again, look for these designated ribbons on the names, badges to identify the share volunteers. Great. All right. So if you are interested in becoming more involved with share, there is a way you could go online and submit a volunteer interest form. We're actively monitoring this, and I can say I've been pretty pleased with the amount of volunteers we've received in the past several months. So continue to bring in that energy. The more the merrier, and there's a lot of exciting opportunities. Okay. Go to resources. If you're having trouble throughout, at any time during the session, go to, and you need to have questions answered immediately. Share on-site assistance will be available to support you during the event. For attendees, you can contact the share staff via text. All right. So now for tips. And this is just highlighted just some tips to help you navigate, share and certainly expedite and sort of make you extremely productive as you focus on the learning, right, the networking, and obviously for many of us the influencing. Next slide. All right. So 10 tips. Sorry about that. 10 tips plan ahead, right? You want to look through the technical agenda, familiarize yourself with the sessions of your interests. Also review the full schedule of events to plan out each day, right? You can always add it to your calendar as was mentioned earlier. Engage, right? Use your time on site to network and engage with speakers and fellow attendees. Exploit the resources we've shared with you, both from Dallas and attractions, but also from a share perspective. Vote on your feet, right? Share aims to provide attendees and the latest information and technology tracking information and technologies, and also from a tracking attendance is one way to show which topics are most interested and top of mind. So that allows us to continue to strengthen, right, the delivering our services to you all. Give your feedback, right? Much like every ever evolving IT industry, the share looks to continue to grow, enhance the experience of all attendees, right? So let us know how you feel, right? Both good things and praises, and also area of opportunities. I think the one of the best thing about this organization, we enjoy these feedback so we can continue to improve. And I would say dress wisely. Obviously we're going to Dallas, so check the weather before you head out, so you have the right type of clothes. Have a backup plan. Sometimes things can change on the fly, so save multiple sessions of interest to take place. Check for updates, right? That's the next one. And so continue to check for updates. There might be changes due to weather. The Dallas webpage is continuing being updated with relevant information. Get ribbon savvy, right? We share the different ribbons. So the share volunteers are eager to engage with attendees. So look for the ribbons, right? To learn more about share. And the last is more than just an on-site conference, right? So this is obviously a big event for us and for you all, where you can learn, network, right? But Share provides year-round benefits to its members, and that includes webinars, the Share Intelligence. We have monthly newsletters. You can connect with us on our social media sites like LinkedIn. So please, there's so much more that Share has to offer, so continue to explore. For additional pointers to keep in mind, attend each network event to take full advantage of your networking opportunities, and bring plenty of business cards to provide to exhibitors and your fellow attendees. Connect with people on LinkedIn. I'm a big proponent of that as well. If you choose not to bring your business cards, right? Your conference badge is to be worn at all times in the conference space, included during the technical sessions, the SEEs, and receptions. Okay. In the top 10 tip, I mentioned that Share wants all your feedback. So this includes the feedback from each session and activities you attend, as well as the conference as a whole, right? The post-conference evaluation will be emailed to all attendees the following event. But again, it is so critical in order for us to fine-tune our services, our products, what we're trying to do from an organization standpoint. I can't say enough about how important it is to get this key data point, which is feedback. Okay. And lastly, remember to encourage attendees to submit the evaluation at the end of your presentations, right? So if you're presenting, right, it's also important for you to just spend that, encourage the attendees and remind them, obviously if you're going from one session to another and you're busy, maybe want to because I know I do this a lot, to answer emails at work, right? Now this is, just that quick reminder can get someone to take the time to submit these evaluations. Evaluation information will be emailed to speakers after the event. One more tip for engaging with Share is to follow Share on social media. As I mentioned earlier, be sure to tag Town Share DAO on your posts. Special social media contests and prizes can pop up at any time during the week. So please join us. And any questions?
Thanks, Shinadu. We have been answering numerous questions in the Q&A box. So John and Shinadu, if you want to click on that box below and see the remaining questions that need some answers, if you can please assist.
Absolutely. John, maybe we could tag team this. First question is it too late to register for Lunch and Learn?
That is a great question. I think you might still be able to do it at registration, but I don't know if anyone from Share staff has more information on that. I'm sure everyone who is sponsoring Lunch and Learns would like as many people as possible to join those. So,
so John, there is a separate registration. So it's one of the options. It's an option while you're registering.
right.
So if you're an attendee who already registered and missed that option, and if you're interested, I would go ahead and email registration@share.org.
Okay.
To see if we can get that manually added for you.
Okay. Great idea.
Thank you for that question. And the second question is around that as well, and I think it covers it. The next question is, do we have access to the customer list who will be attending Share? Now I can take this, but please correct me if I'm wrong, John, and the rest of the Share team. I don't believe we share that widely. We do have it from internal standpoint, but I think there's some privacy concerns with sharing that level of detail. So, but again, John and the rest of the Share team, have I misspoke?
Yeah, well, it's certainly not available to everyone. Exactly who we would, I would need to help clarify that as well, but definitely not. I'm not sure who is asking that question, but it's definitely not information that is just widely available to anyone and everyone. Joanne and team, do you guys have anything more on that?
I do not, but we can get a better answer for whoever it is asking. I'm not sure who it is asking, but if you want, we could, if you'd like to email us after the webinar, we can get an answer to you. You can send in an email to sharehq@share.org. Yeah,
and I do see Eric Higgins has put in a comment about if you go back to the registration site, that you can change your Lunch and Learns, and I would assume you could also add. There's a lot of good feedback there. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Eric. And just one is a comment saying thanks. I will give that a try on the Apple, look like the Apple device. I'm assuming this is in reference to add in an event, right, to your calendar. Next question just came up. Regarding the digital badges, currently I see that only 2 sessions are shown for DevOps Wizard badge in the agenda. Since we need at least 8 sessions to get the badge, is the technical agenda still being updated? John, I'm going to pass that to you.
Yeah, the answer is yes. When I looked yesterday, I think it was 0. So there is still work being done there, and so I suspect that will be up to date shortly. But yes, a good observation. I was going to mention something about that when I mentioned digital badges. As to when that will be completely finalized, I do not have the answer for that. I'm not sure if anyone else from Share has that answer.
No, I do not, John. So if anyone wants to check back on the share.org website, I'm sure it will be updated
It
very
definitely will
shortly.
be. Yeah, I
We are
think
still
Bristol's
working on that.
that.
I can
Yeah,
confirm
it's definitely being worked on. It'll be updated for sure.
Okay, it looks like that's all the questions. Oh, wait, one just came in. What's the difference between live stream sessions and other sessions? And I assume when you say live stream sessions, the ones that are recorded versus the ones that are not. Is that? Am I understanding the question correctly?
Yeah.
I can jump in there if you want.
Yeah.
Some of the sessions are in rooms where they are being live streamed for anyone who purchased a virtual, and they're also going to be recorded and up on the site after the event.
Yeah. So this is where I mentioned before, we basically have 10 rooms that are constantly offering education sessions. 3 of those rooms are going to be live streamed, okay? And if you're not planning to come on site, you can actually register just for the live stream sessions at a much lower cost than coming on site. So it's roughly 30% of the education sessions are being live streamed, and you can register just for those if you would like.
Okay, it looks like they clarified their question around it being, pre-recorded versus, hey, it's a live class. It's just, being recorded.
Exactly. There'll be people in that room who will be asking questions, as well as the people who are asking questions via the chat and live stream. It's all real time.
Can we make these slides available to everyone? And I believe we can, and we will. Certainly, some form of this slide will be made available. Okay. Next, if we register on site their entire conference but cannot make any particular day, can they attend virtually? And John, I'll pass that to you. I think some cases yes, some no, right?
Yeah, I mean, so if you have an on-site registration, the question I think is, does that include encompass the virtual registration? And I think the answer is yes to that.
Okay. Thanks, John. And I believe the other questions have been answered. I'm not seeing any unique questions or.
Yeah, there's a few that have come in. I see, how do we identify which sessions are being live streamed? So when you go to the technical agenda, there's some filtering options. And one of those options, you can filter by topic and various things. And one of the options is to filter by live stream. So when you filter by live stream, you'll see which ones are being live streamed.
Okay, and the last one, I believe it's more of a comment. My session will be live in Dallas, but is not streamed. So looks like there are no open questions. I did. I believe we just received a response to one of the previous questions. It looks like some form of going back to the original question around what information is shared. You know, so some form of customer information is shared, but we do extract some of the sensitive information. So I'm gonna leave it at that, but we can certainly get a formal answer after this webinar. All right. So with that being said, I don't believe there's any other questions. John, if you have anything else, I think we can conclude this session.
Yeah, all I have is, thank you for joining. Very excited to being on site again. Very excited to be able to offer a virtual component, and looking forward to everyone's participation, however you can participate. And it's just very exciting to be offering on-site once again. Hope you're all as excited as we are at Share. And thank you for supporting Share. It's really important to us. We're a stakeholder in the ecosystem, between members and vendors and so forth. We aim to be like a conduit. And so we're always looking for feedback as to how we can help move this ecosystem, that word that we use often, but it's really an appropriate word, how we can move all that forward. So thank you for attending this session.
And don't forget, if you have not registered, I know there may be some people that have not, please do so. It's not too late. I agree with everything John just stated. So, thank you all for your time and volunteering, and thank you for joining today's session. Enjoy and have a good day, everyone.